Hello my friends, Wiggle here. A few days later, finally updating. Let me just give you my tip that I promised. Get an old piece of wood, I'm using white oak here, and write it in Sharpie. It lasts better than anything written on plastic. It seems to last at least a season, if not longer, doing it this way. Sharpie on wood, raw wood, and it just kind of soaks in. I've tried Venetian blind pieces of vinyl and just cut up milk cartons or just whatever like that, and to me wood stakes with Sharpie are the best solution. And also, when you're seeding in bulk like I'm doing here, an affordable way to get seed is to get sprouting seeds, seeds that they will sell you to eat. You sprout and eat them. They're going to have a very good sprout rate. They're going to be common varieties of vegetables mostly. So you can get carrots and onions and broccoli and all kinds of just different sprouting seeds. And you can get them by the pound. So I just get them, instead of worrying about how expensive seed is, I just get a whole handful. I put a furrow and I just put it in pretty heavy. And I can thin it and eat it as I go, or I can just let it go. But that's it. An affordable way to get a lot of seed down. And to me, I'd rather get, if you have the land, have the room, get more seed down. It is good to do small amounts well. It's also good to do large amounts not so well, especially if you can use animals. If it gets out of hand, just let them graze it. And then you'll get it thinned automatically, and you'll still have something left. So it's just a different approach. It's the man hours that are really the problem. And in some ways, just doing a mass seeding will work if you have grazers. Don't try to do that if you're going to do it by hand, because you'll just regret it. If you have a small place and you're going to do a good job, don't do what I'm saying. But if you have more land, more fertility, just seed en masse. And I always seed several things in. So that being said, in this row, peas and garlic, old, just dried out, worthless garlic. I went ahead and put it in, see if we get anything out of it. I didn't break them up or anything, I just threw them in the ground. They're at the bottom. Then I put onions and Mangel beets, a fodder beet. And I put conventional sprouting onions. Now the mangels, I bought them by the pound, and they're expensive. And they're basically Swiss chard as well. But these peas I put in were just feed peas, field peas. You can just get whole peas, and that's $25 a bag or whatever for 50 pounds. So just put that stuff out like, don't even think about it. I put it in there because I know I'll get something out of that, if nothing else. I put the mangels in, and it is, I believe today is the equinox. So we'll see how the mango, you're supposed to do them in the spring, but they say you can do them in the fall too. So we'll see how the mangels do. So these are, all three of these rows have mangels, conventional sprouting onion seed. I think they're going to be a white bunching onion, but I'm not sure about that. And then peas, mangels, and onions, yes. And this row has garlic as well. So I'm going to close this up. I always try to seed before it rains. So that's another tip. Let the rain do your work for you if you can beat it. So what we're looking at is, maybe, if it doesn't rain today, I'll get out here and water this evening. But I'm just going to use the back side of a stiff tined rake, just a regular garden rake. Flip it over, I'm going to just bury as much seed as possible. A lot of times the furrow is just to keep the animals, the birds and the rodents from carrying the stuff away, and the seed likes to be buried too, but you can throw seed on the top. It's just, you lose a lot that way. So, and obviously the bigger the seed, generally the better, the deeper you want to go with it. So I just do furrows to kind of save my seed. I would just guerrilla seed. Like if I have extra peas, I just toss them out there in the other part. So this is where we're at now. It hasn't even been a week. I'm not sure how long it's been, but got lettuce coming up. Also have dill coming up. Also have, looks like some sorrel coming up. So that's cool. I can't remember what else I put in here. Oh, this is, yeah, that's what I did. So that's the mustard, not necessarily the lettuce. I see some lettuce and some mustard, but when you see that little indented, that's a brassica. So that's going to be my Bekena, and the other row's tatsoi. That's all coming up. I see a little, I believe I see a little bit of lettuce popping up, but we'll see. It's been a little dry for lettuce, but we'll see which ones like it. So that's an update on that. Tomatoes are still coming, so as far as throwing them up there and tying them on like I did, yeah, and it's coming on October, so you can see it kind of sorts itself out. But like you have a new tip here with the flower on it, which is good. Flowering is definitely going to slow down, even though the plant's going to try to flower because of the time of year. Flowering is obviously going to slow down with these cooler temperatures, but we've kind of had a warm spell. So that's what we're looking at. Not a great year for tomatoes. I just got them in late. I didn't take care of them when we finally got them in. But all you can do is work with what you got. And here's the peppers. Spiny amaranth right there. We'll take that. But peppers they have made a comeback from after the cows eating them. And I might try to dig them up and put some in the greenhouse. We'll see. I've always failed at doing that, but I always think I wait too late. I might, like mid-October, just dig them up and move them in. Try to keep them, because they're not really an annual. They are a perennial. It's just keep them alive. I think you can get a couple years out of them. I haven't, but I think you can. So I'm going to get those panels back up where the cows got in here and raided my three sisters. So, man, we got a lot of butternut. Not much else. We got a little bit of green beans. Most of the corn got eaten, but the corn was in late too. So it is what it is. And the potato patch, I noticed some potatoes are trying to sprout again. That whole grassy patch up there is all potatoes still in the ground. So that's where we're at with this. So I haven't been making videos much. Let me go ahead and show you what I have been working on. I'll be right back with you. Hopefully we'll get a little rain. Looks like we might get a little sprinkle. I'd love to have more than a sprinkle. Enough to just water in my seed. So what I've been working on is this privacy fence. So I've been doing a lot of cutting on the sawmill, and then I'm hanging the slabs up here. It's mostly white oak, but the runners are all white oak for sure, so they'll last for a while. And then red oak and a little bit of maple, a little bit of white oak. Maple, red oak, white oak. That's about it. So it's not done yet. I moved the trailers over, start disassembling this old thing, see what we got. I'll show you what I'm doing on that. Basically, I'm going to put barn board on these, make a little barn board insulated building with real windows. Probably to leave the doors because it's hard to get a door configuration that works. So, but I'll put regular vinyl windows. So I've been days of, you got to do your regular stuff, and then in the spare time, try to cut all this lumber and hang it. It's pretty much been a solo project. So that's where we're at. This is going to be like intern housing. So I'm going to bring the fence on around behind the mill there. I also sorted out the milled wood, and a few salt logs. I broke the forks, my cheap chinesium forks. I got to weld those because, man, those can help me move hay a lot. So anyway, this is just an update of what I've been accomplishing since I was with you last. And the battery looks like it's dying. I'll show you the seeds. If they, this will be wiggle out when this camera dies. It's blinking, so. But here is my mid-September sown stuff. And you can see there's some potatoes popping up in there. So the radishes are really coming in nice. Radishes and whatever the other one was. This is all cilantro. And I put peas in there. You add onions, leeks, different kind of lettuces, kale, spinach. I think I put some collards in. So it's all doing all right so far. We'll see if we get much food out of it before the frost kills everything or sweetens everything. One or the other. Frost will either sweeten it up or kill it. And then it'll be a hard freeze later that takes it all out. But we shall see. So this is the various little packs of lettuce I had, and that's hit or miss. A lot of it didn't even come in. So that's that. So I will show you updates on this as I get it done. Yeah, I got a load of red oak and a load of cedar in. Beautiful, big stuff. Bigger than my mill can handle some of it. So that's a good problem, I guess. So the change will be, I'm going to do a few sections every day until I get the whole fence done. And I will have to saw some of it. So anyway, that's wiggle out for now.